Hi, this is Rosemary from the Unfinished Lesson, and this is another Quick Win series. In this particular series, we are taking a look at how to save time and energy by making sure that studio info is right at your digital fingertips. And so far, we've looked at time drains, we've looked at how to create a picture perfect studio, in other words, that things are organized. We've taken a look at basically creating a system in part 3 of how we're going to organize the information. And in this video, we're going to take a look at a bit of a hidden problem. And that is repertoire. I know so many teachers that have many bookshelves full of repertoire. And if we're honest with ourselves, we probably only use a fraction of it, right? We looked at something at, for example, a conference or at the music store, and we thought, oh, this looks really cool. And we take it home and then we never use it. I have some like that. Yeah, it's not fun. So we have to think about how are we going to handle repertoire. And I would love to tell you that there is a really easy fix. I know because this is a quick win series. Unfortunately, coming up with a plan can be a quick win. The implementation of it, this one, I'm sorry, is going to take a while. So I used to organize all my resources by publisher because I used to teach out of, different method books. But if a student was, say, in Piano Adventures, I didn't have them play Alfred songs or Piano Safari songs. Now I mix it up all the time. My students are playing all sorts of different things. So what I ended up doing was organizing everything so that it's by level. What I would like you to do and what you're going to do to solve the repertoire issue is just like you did an audit of your office and your teaching space, you're going to do an audit of your repertoire. And that is going to take some time. What I want you to do when you do this audit, the first thing you're going to do is just very quickly grab the book. We're kind of going Marie Kondo style on this one. Are you going to keep it or donate it? Or if it's really not donatable and you don't want it, it's falling apart, then it's going to go in trash. When I do this with my kids we've been doing this since they were little grasshoppers basically. I would give them about 5 seconds. I know that seems really fast, but keep, donate, trash. And just immediately. You should know if you're using the book, you're going to keep it. If you don't use it ever, you can put it in the donate, right? If you're not sure, put it in the donate. You can go through it again afterwards, but we want this to be as quick of a process as possible. Yes, it can be scary getting rid of books, but think of it this way. If you're donating them, it means that someone else and their students get to enjoy those books, and that music gets to be played rather than just sitting in the shelves. The second thing that you're going to do is organize them by levels, and I will link to something that will give you an access to the leveling chart that I use. The third thing you're going to do is just start small. Whatever level you have the most students at is where I would start. And just organize all the books into one level. Okay? So I actually just use file folders. In my last video I mentioned I have a lot of file folders. So there's just file folders in between the levels, and it just has the level number so that I can easily find things. And then what I want you to do is take a look at what concepts are covered in those levels. So here's a little secret. Method books of a particular level will all cover roughly the same concepts. I know, right? Why do we have so many different method books? Well, because just like we're different teachers, we have different approaches that work best for students. The same method book isn't going to work for every student. And so it's many of the same concepts, but approached in a little bit of a different way. Write down those concepts. You're going to use this so that you can create a bespoke, a unique to you kind of spreadsheet that lets you have all the songs at your digital fingertips. And then what you do is as students play songs in the books, you're going to enter them in the spreadsheet. So when I did this, I actually took all the songs, all the books from a particular level, and I entered them into a spreadsheet. That is a lot of work. It's a lot of time. We don't need everything digital right off the bat, okay? So because you're creating your own system, you can do this slowly. It does mean that this is something that will take longer for you to see all the benefits from it, but it does mean that from the books that you use the most, you'll quickly be able to search for, in your planning time, things like, my student needs more practice with two-note slurs. And you can just go into your spreadsheet and you can quickly find all the songs that have two-note slurs. I used to have a resource, well, I still have the resource in my store. It's repertoire levels, it's databases, but I will tell you, they are no longer updated. And that's because the books that I'm using, because I'm online now, are different. I still use some of the same books. Now, if you wanted a place to start, you could either create from scratch or you could buy a level, and then that way you see how I did it and you can just create it for your own. Whatever you choose, I'm not telling you you need to buy them, but if you're really lost as to kind of how to make it work, that's a good place to start. So keep in mind that while this one, the quick win isn't as quick win as we would normally want, you're going to definitely save admin time in the long run. Now, if you decide, you know what, that spreadsheet thing sounds way too much work, I do not have time for that, even if you organize them by level, just like I did, that is actually going to save you so much time, because then at least instead of all of that, you're just going to look at a small section and quickly flip through to find songs. What we want to do is make sure that you're saving that time and that energy by reducing our admin time, right? That's not the fun part of what we do. All right, this video, I know it's a little bit longer. What I want you to do before you go on with the rest of your day is really think about that hidden problem of repertoire. Are you going to move that to digital, whether it's organizing your digital music, that's something you could do, or whether it's organizing your physical books and maybe making a spreadsheet so that you can quickly find that information. Whatever you choose, just write it down and make time in your schedule over the next months that you can build that up. You don't have to get this all done in one go. All right, let me know what you choose. Are you choosing to organize your digital music first into the folder system or tag system that I talked about in the previous video? Are you going to organize your physical books? And third, are you going to make a spreadsheet, a bespoke organizational system for you to quickly find that repertoire? All right, I hope you have an incredible day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.